kurz danach an. Wieso fehlt der Kopf? Identitätsnachweis, Trophäe, Beweis für die Auftragserfüllung? War und Tochter im Urlaub bei Freunden? Wo sind die Bodyguards? Wieso wurden sie angeheuert? Geldwäsche, Angestellte, Nanny, Putzkräfte, wunderschöne Wohnung renoviert, Lydia ist Architektin. Wieso ist ihr Büro so klein im Vergleich zu dem ihres Mannes? Aha. Sehr unübersichtlich geschrieben. Wir sollten nur aufpassen, dass wir hier nicht irgendwas kaputt machen.
There's a retainer here somewhere. Moore's driver's license.
Spezialistbanker. Ja, gut, dann schauen wir uns mal um hier.
The apartment has changed since my last visit.
Dann solltest du ihn vielleicht mal öfter besuchen. Ich werde das schon seit Jahren so. Ja, das ist wohl der Concierge.
Mr. Adams?
No. This can't be happening. What a nightmare. So much blood.
I've got a few questions.
I tried to help him. I told him we should call 911. I told him.
Oh. Na gut.
Sir, listen to me. It's all right. Calm down. You're safe and you did the right thing.
I did the right thing.
I need you to answer a few questions for me.
Yes, of course. What do you want to know?
Did you know Mr. Moore well?
We weren't friends, if that's what you're asking. But we got to know each other. With time. He was a creature of habit. Since he worked late, he would often ask me for things at night. Newspaper, batteries, ice. I think he asked me for just about everything. I prided myself on always being able to get what he needed, no matter what time it was. You'd have thought he pretty much lived after dark.
Like his clients. Did Mr. Moore have many visitors?
For a man with his status, it was nothing surprising. But, well...
Yes?
His visitors mostly came in the middle of the night. I must admit, that's a little unusual.
That's what working for us is like.
He told me he had a lot of foreign clients, and he had to juggle different time zones. That's what working from home is like. He had colleagues over for late-night meetings, too. But since little June was born, not as many people came around.
That was wise. Did he have any enemies that you were aware of?
No. He was a very respectable man. No bad company or anything.
Except for us. Without any disrespect to the deceased, were you aware of any extramarital affairs he may have had?
Mr. Moore was a good man. He would never have disrespected his wife, or even contemplated it, I'm sure.
She could have been okay with it. There were no young women coming and going.
That's a very inappropriate question. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Na gut, dann nicht.
Do you know his wife?
Mrs. Moore is a model resident. She always has something nice to say to the staff. And is the first to welcome new neighbors, too. A true lady.
Ach, schade. Und? Ach, Menno.
Do you think she could have been having an affair?
I refuse to speak ill of Mrs. Moore. I will not dignify that question with a response.
Do you know where she is?
Mr. Moore told me she'd gone to their home in Costa Rica. She goes there pretty often. She's an architect, and she likes to work in her home country. She has family there.
Do you think anyone could have been so angry with her that they could have taken it out on her husband?
Oh, no. I don't think so. It's true that lots of people could have been jealous of her. But not to that point.
I imagine the girl left with her mother.
Not at all. It was the start of the school year, and Mrs. Moore left 2 weeks ago. I haven't seen her since Monday, when Mr. Moore took her to school on the first day. She must be staying with a friend. Poor little thing. Thank heaven she wasn't here.
Do you know his bodyguards?
Yeah, there's Jack, James, and Wu. But you won't hear me singing their praises.
Why not?
Oh, they're good at strutting around and acting tough when everything is going well. But where were they tonight? Can you tell me that? That was their job, right? They were paid to protect him.
Ja, wo recht hat. Ja, leider können wir nicht schlussfolgern.
Do you have any idea where they might have gone?
No. But believe you me, if I ever see them again, I'm gonna give them a piece of my mind.
Tell me about the evening again, please. What happened tonight?
Mr. Moore left with his 3 bodyguards earlier in the evening. One of them got in the car, and Mr. Moore came down around midnight.
And then?
They came back around 2 a.m. Mr. Moore was limping. He was leaning on one of his bodyguards, and he was bleeding.
Was he injured?
I told him I could call an ambulance or a doctor, but he didn't answer. I went closer to insist, but Wu told me they were in control of the situation, that it was no big deal. They went upstairs, and I saw drops of blood in front of the elevator. I told myself they were being unreasonable. What did those 2 goons know about it? So I called Mr. Moore on the internal line several times.
Did he pick up?
Not once. So I went upstairs and rang the doorbell, but nobody answered. So I went back down to the front desk, and I called you.
The lieutenant told me there was an access to the basement.
Yes, using the service elevator through the kitchen. You need a magnetic pass to use it. I gave the spare to your colleagues who wanted to go down there. I still have the original. Do you want it?
Please.
Natürlich. Vielen Dank.
Thank you for your statement.
You have to find out who did this, officer. Justice needs to be done for him. And for his family.
And we need to find out who's messing with us. That's what we're here for. You can count on us. Stick around in case we have more questions.
Oh Mann, ey. Die Lookbelohnung erhalten ist doch schön. Ja, sieht doch noch nach schicken Bude aus.
Come on. It'll pass. Don't worry.
The dinner of a mortal who's at the end of their rope.
Hurry up. We need something, guys.
I'll finish you, and I'm on my way.
schauen. Ja, eindeutig ein Müllschacht.
There are bloodstains on the garbage chute.
Aha. Das ist immer interessant. Ach, hier bestimmt. Ja, das sieht doch richtig aus. Noch nicht. Dann sind wir wieder hier, ha? Ja, dann sind wir wieder hier drin. Ah. Hallo?
The ghoul who was searching here was looking for something specific.
Mhm. Hochinteressant.
Ugh, what a mess.
Fortress Security. Schutz ihrer wertvollen persönlichen Gegenstände und wichtigen Dokumente verfügt der Wandsafe bei einer 15-Punkt-Verriegelung aus Edelstahl. Ein elektronisches Schloss sowie eine unzerstörbare Tür ohne sichtbare Scharniere.
Interesting.
Nobody told me there would be a retainer here. What are you playing at?
Oh, I beg your pardon?
Don't mess with me. Who are you?
Calm down, Mr. Bazori. I meant no disrespect. I work for the council.
Why would the council have sent her without warning me?
Most of the time, they send me to clean up.
Are you behind this?
No, I got here after it happened.
What's that file you've got?
Oh, an account file. Have it. Here you go.
Acht verdächtige Gegenstände. Bestimmte Gegenstände und Dokumente sind eine Gefahr für die Maskerade, wenn sie in gegnerische Hände verbleiben. Acht darauf, sie wieder zu beschaffen oder zu zerstören, ansonsten steigt die Stufe des Verdachts. Alright.
Okay. Let's see how much she knows. All right. What have you found?
Oh, I'm a little embarrassed. I'm not really allowed to talk about my missions.
Gut, das könnte übel werden. Na gut. Komm. Unentschieden, nach come on.
I don't have time for this. Give me what you have.
What I've got. Of course, sir. Here. That's everything.
You made the right choice. Tell me exactly what they asked you to do.
I got a message at 2:20 telling me to go to this address. I was supposed to pick up more and some financial documents. After that, I was supposed to wait for further instructions.
Well,
I hope I'm not going to have any trouble.
do what you have to do. I'll talk to the prince about it later.
Very well, Mr. Bazori. There.
Jetzt zu wissen.
Ugh, what a mess. The ghoul who was searching here was looking for something specific.
Wir müssen noch ganz schön aufpassen. Unser Hunger ist schon ganz schön hoch. Ach du Schande.
This is where I met Moore for the first time.
Kann ich vielleicht irgendwie aussaugen?
Son of a bitch wasn't messing around. Have you seen all that cash?
Oh yeah. Okay, aussaugen kann ich den Typen nicht. Ach, ist halt schon zu lange her, wo ich das gespielt habe. Alte Münzen. Na, warum auch nicht?
Lydia and June at the beach.
Weißt du, hast meinen Anruf nicht angenommen. Ich werde dir eine Nachricht hinterlassen. Wir brauchen dich heute Abend. Lass es mich wissen. Ich weiß nicht, werden nach Akten gefragt, die du schon vor einer Woche hättest schicken sollen. Ich habe keine Ahnung, was hier los ist, aber schick sie her. Buchungsbefehl: ein großer Jet, gechartert für eine Reise von Boston nach Hongkong. Mhm.
A souvenir from the Hong Kong Stock Exchange.
Mhm. Richard Sampton, Präsident der Boston Region Metropolitan Planning Organization. Ich schreibe Ihnen umso über die heutige Abstimmung im Anschluss an die 4. jährliche Stadtratssitzung zu informieren, bei der Ihr Renovierungs- und Akquisitionsprojekt mit einer überwältigenden Mehrheit von 89% genehmigt wurde. Diese Entscheidung bekräftigt die Stadt ihre Unterstützung für ihren Mandanten und für die Mitglieder von Wir werden in Kürze das endgültige Engineering-Paket erhalten, das auch die akustischen Messungen rund um die Clubs ihres Kunden enthalten wird. Von den Gründen Richard Sampton. Mhm. Interessant.
Portfolios of old shares. The mayor's deeds. A Boston manufacturer's files.
Mhm. Bin da noch gar nicht rein. Alles klar. Deswegen wahrscheinlich. Hier oben war noch einer.
I should put some money on that.
Hätte uns ja sehen können.
Officer Baker, can I help you?
Were you the first person to arrive at the scene of the crime?
Yes, sir. My partner and I were the first to get here.
Just tell me about it.
We got the call around 2:20. The caretaker had called because a resident was injured. It took us about 20 minutes to get here. The poor guy was in a panic. He told us he'd seen one of the tenants, Jason Moore, enter the building, and he looked hurt. He was being held up by his 2 bodyguards, and he was bleeding a lot.
Mhm.
Did he see the wound?
Yeah, he said the victim was holding his right hip. So I went upstairs with the caretaker. We saw blood in the elevator and on the landing. I rang the doorbell, but nobody answered, so the caretaker opened the door. I identified myself. There were traces of blood leading down the hall away from the entrance, and just after that, I found the decapitated body.
Did your partner come with you?
No, he stayed in the foyer to secure the entrance to the building.
Did you touch the body?
No. There was nothing I could do to help him, so I secured the scene. I put my gloves on to take his ID out of his jacket pocket so we could identify him. Then I called it in.
Where was the caretaker during that time?
I told him not to come inside, but he followed me. When he saw the corpse, he was really shaken. He wouldn't let go of me.
Then what did you do?
I called for backup. They told me that forensics would get here as soon as they could. They were out at another case. That was their top priority.
After that?
I secured the entrance to the apartment. After that, I searched the ground floor. There was nobody around. But from the looks of things, somebody searched the apartment. When Sergeant Lehane got here, she took care of upstairs. It's a good thing, too.